sizzling, so hot.
Well, you've likely heard his work or perhaps even seen it in one way or another. Jay Semko is the man behind Canadian band Northern Pikes. He's the music composer for TV series Due South, among many, many others, and has an award-winning solo career as well. He joins us this morning in his solo artist capacity, visiting Winnipeg to promote the latest single off Sending Love. Thanks so much for showing up here again.
Hey, thanks. Great to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about the new song. Not a new song per se, but the new single in any case. Harmony.
The new single is called Harmony, and it's a love song. It's from the album Sending Love, which is essentially a collection of originally written love songs. I actually wrote the song with the love of my life in the room, and it was really kind of a neat thing. And you know, it's interesting because I'm finding I'm able to stretch. You think that you get to a certain point and you're sort of, that's as far as you can stretch it vocally, but for me, I find I'm expanding on it a little bit more and just messing around in higher ranges that I haven't before and that kind of thing. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, well, it is fun to be able to do that. You have such an extensive career certainly behind you, so it's nice to be able to find yourself, ways to challenge yourself and to do something a little different every once in a while.
Yeah, well, you know, music is so all-engrossing and so encompassing, and I just feel really lucky to be able to do what I'm doing, and I still have a love of songwriting, and I still love writing songs. I still love the challenge of either starting with a topic in mind or just letting the subconscious take over and let those ideas flow along the way. So.
Well, and this album, Sending Love, may be a more reflective one, certainly an emotional, very honest one. And the song's a lot different from maybe something like She Ain't Pretty that you were doing with the Canadian Pikes back in the day. What do you find is really inspiring you as you write, kind of going forward?
Well, really, you know, I just find, you know, a huge thing is I kind of straightened out things for myself about 6 years ago. Just over 6 years ago, and all of a sudden all these things I hadn't noticed before became very not necessarily obvious to me, but it was a case of like, wow, this is so cool, I'm seeing what's going on here, and I wasn't aware. So there's an awareness happening there, and I'm finding beauty and fascination in things that I kind of missed before. And at the same time, I still love the obvious too, and you know, She Ain't Pretty is a great song. In fact, there's a country artist named Jason Hasty that's just released it to country music radio.
You know Jason.
And actually I was lucky enough to do one little part over the phone. When people hear it, they'll know what it is. So that's kind of a cool thing that other artists are recognizing the music of the Northern Pikes. We were inducted into the Western Canadian Music Hall of Fame.
I was going to say, congratulations.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What does that mean for you in your career? I mean, sure, you've 4 gold records, and that was a really big, that is still a big part of who you are, but you're a working musician, you're still writing new stuff, and to be inducted into a Hall of Fame, what does that mean?
Well, you know, it brought back a lot of great memories. I mean, reality is that we really don't play very often, and we haven't played as the original 4 guys for many years, so we had the original 4, Merle and Brian and Don and myself, together for a few songs and for the induction into the Western Canadian Music Hall of Fame. So it was pretty fun. You know, there's a documentary being produced right now about the Northern Pikes by a company in Eastern Canada, and they're using a lot of older footage, so we've been sifting through a little bit of this, and it's been pretty fun. But you know, at the same time, I kind of look at that as a really fun part of my life, and I just feel really lucky to be able to be continuing to write music now. I'm still writing music for TV and film as well, and you know,
Canadian Screen Awards and all kinds of wonderful things.
Yeah, I was nominated for a Canadian Screen Award in February, so that was pretty fun. Got to go to the dinner in Toronto. You know, always good to get a dinner and stuff.
Certainly, exactly. It's always good to have the food and the nice pat on the back as well. And we're going to get you to play your song for us, Harmony, coming up on the BT stage. So you're going to stick around for that.
You bet.
Stay with us as well.